What's up lads, it has been a couple of weeks since I did a video. If you follow me on Instagram, I have been busy doing a Lotus Esprit clutch, but you know, doing these videos, it can take the job twice as long. So some people, they want the job doing quick, so I've not been able to do one for a while. But tonight we're back on it and it's time to compression test the RX-7. So if I look like I'm shitting myself, because I am. No matter how many bonnet stands I make, I always go back to a trusty broomstick. Right, so I'm going to do two ways of testing compression. We're going to use a rotary specific compression tester, which is the best way, or you can use a piston compression tester, but you've got to do a few things like take the valve out and then film it in slow-mo. It's not ideal. You are best off using the rotary tester, but if your car's not starting and you're trying to work out why, then you can use that. Right, so first things first, we've got to get it warm and we're doing them compression tests cold, pumping them numbers up. Right, so now it's warmed up, I'm just going to take both trailing plugs out because I'm going to do it from the top. If you were doing it on a ramp or doing it from underneath, you can take both leading plugs out. I've tried both, and as in through the leading or through the trailing, and I did get the same results. Obviously don't take both plugs out the same housing, otherwise you're really going to shoot yourself. I don't normally take anything else off in the bay to get access, even on a standard car, but I'm not sure with that piston compression tester if we'll have enough room, so we'll just wang the plugs out and then see if we can fit that in. So with your piston tool, in the end, if I can focus it, is a little valve like a car tyre. So what that does is keeps the pressure in the gauge, so it always reads the highest reading when you're doing a single cylinder. But what happens with that on a rotary is you could have one bad chamber, or two technically, you just have one good one, and then it will read a good reading rather than showing you, bouncing around and showing you the three faces of the rotor. So just get your standard tyre tool in there and just whip that out. So that's the gauge in the front rotor. What we've got to do before we start cranking it is take out this EGI main relay, big yellow one. Now what that does is just stop the ECU putting fuel and spark in when we don't want it to. It's always a twat to get out. Yeah, that's not working again. Right, so what you're going to want to do now is set up a camera. If you got your mate with you, it's handy, but I haven't. Set up a camera to record slow-mo on the gauge, so when you're cranking you can look back. Now I'm going to use the new Huawei P30 Pro that I got yesterday. Obviously I know it's not pronounced Huawei, but if you say it fast enough it sounds legit, and I haven't got a clue how the fuck you say it. Right, when you're cranking the car for a compression test, put the pedal, accelerator pedal, all the way to the floor so it can suck in all the air past the throttle body, and then just crank it for a good 5-6 seconds. And then just check if my brand new phones fell on the floor. So on the video, you can just about see. So it bounces, sort of goes up to around 7, but obviously on that it's not too accurate, so we'll wang the rotary tester in now, in the front rotor, and we'll see how far out it was. So this is the sensor for the rotary tester, and then you have the handheld controller, and then you just have a long lead that reaches all the way into the driver's seat so that you can see the readings as you're cranking it. So just get this wanged in. Right, so same story as before, just accelerate pedal all the way to the floor, we'll turn the tester on, and then we'll crank it for as long as we need to. So you can see there, it's in PSI, so they're all about 100. Cranking RPMs down because I run quite a small battery in this, but I'll show you how to correct it to 250 RPM and correct the altitude as well, so that it's a base at sea level and 250 RPM. So if you go on this site called Fox.ca or Fox.ca, I'll put a link in the description anyway, or you can type in Google rotary compression calculator, and then what you have to do is put your 3 readings in there in PSI, put in the cranking RPM that the tester was showing, the testing altitude in feet or meters, I think you can change that, and then put in what engine it is, and then it will normalize it to 250 RPM at sea level, so that basically every reading you'll ever get will all be the same, no matter how fast the engine's spinning or how high or close to sea level you are. So let's just wang them in. So I just put my numbers in there. So 96, 99, 96, 207 RPM, testing altitude 66 meters, engine 13 BRU. It just tells you the compression ratio, but that doesn't really matter. This one you can change it to bar, which everyone uses the readings, and I got 77, 79 and 77, so pretty happy with that. When I first got this car, probably 5 or 6 years ago now, it was at 8.2, so pretty happy with that considering how long I've had it. So just going to do that exact same process now with the rotary compression tester on the rear rotor, and then I'll let you know what readings they got. So there's my rear rotor readings, 93, 98, 97 at 202, and then corrected. So corrected, you can see that, is 7.6 thereabouts, 8 pretty much, and then 7.9. So pretty happy with them, for at least good for another month with a rotary anyway. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching again. I'm safe for another year. I do my compression test annually. So we will have the noble back on the next episode doing the exhaust valve, so I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. Any comments, if you've got any questions about what I've just done, I don't think I missed anything out, but you never know. So drop it in them comments and I'll see you on the next one.